trying to turn down food like any single bring pizza to the studio. I tell her, don't bring me pizza. She does it anyway.
You did have 6 steaks for like a lunch, though. I do remember that.
It was 5, George. It was 5.
Oh, that's right. One fell on the floor.
George, get out of here. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah. No, but it is a true story in the sense of I am always battling with my food choices. Look, you haven't been to iHeart, but on our floor we have the vending machine. Where if you walk down into the kitchen, they have these multiple refrigerated vending machines of garbage that I could eat myself into a food coma if I'm not careful, from potato chips to the cookies to Pop-Tarts to donuts. It's a veritable grocery store of bad food in there. A couple of noodles. Do they still have a couple of noodles?
No.
They got rid of them? Okay. You know, still don't bring them back.
No, they've been gone for over a year. I've been watching.
You were...
Oh, yeah. No, when I used to fill in on Sundays, because I normally work on Saturdays, when I fill in on Sundays, I'd always do the cup of noodles.
Yeah, you're better than me.
Well, you can do it very often. I mean, you don't do it every couple months.
Mm-hmm. No, but actually, and you can't have to tell the truth. Most of the time when I see you eating your food like a salad or something, you seem to be very, built well balanced in your diet.
No, I tried onions and teaspoons tonight too.
Oh, did you get those? Because I don't see those food choices by you all that often.
Editor Aaron got to them.
Oh, blame it on Aaron.
Well, it's me and I did not.
Okay, all right. Oh, and I meant to ask you, Stephen, and I know you have a girlfriend, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but what was the pandemic like for you as far as just navigating that? I mean, I was probably the least excited time with the pandemic, but I took advantage of all the free HBO Max, the free showtime that they offered, and, we just kind of tried to do what we could. There wasn't much that you literally couldn't do anything. And it feels bad half the time, but, it was what it was. I spent most of my time outside of the house at the grocery store. That was the only place where I could have, human interaction. So I was going to the grocery store 4 or 5 days a week. Because there was just nowhere else to go, to your point, and watching a whole lot of TV. And going back to my conversation with George, that's when I made it a point to hopefully come out of the pandemic with something positive. In other words, if I'm going to be home for any extended period of time, let me come out better. And also, since it was pandemic, I was a little bit more mindful of my health in a general sense because, pandemic. So I decided to be conscious about food choices and try to lose weight. I lost 35 pounds and I'm trying to keep it off. It's difficult. It's difficult as I get older. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, before we leave, earlier yesterday we talked about how HBO Max was going to have a name change. There's a pending name change. And we said, well, why are you relaunching the streaming service if you don't have anything good to say about it? Most of the news is you're raising the price, or you're taking movies and TV shows off of it, or certain movies and TV shows are not even coming to it from Warner Brothers movies like Shazam or the Batman Crusader movie. Why are you renaming it now? What's the upside to that? Well, Warner Brothers Discovery is set to relaunch HBO Max, air quotes, under the name Max. And breaking news. Why do you call it Max when it has less than what it had before? It's less than Max. It can't be Max. Max is supposed to be the sum total of it all. Well, if you're taking stuff away, it's more like minimum, not maximum. Call it grand, not max. Okay, I'll wait for mine. I'll wait. Show's almost over. Damn. How much longer did I have for my rib shot? Anyhow, but they're going to bring subscribers, according to Warner Brothers, a combination of content from Discovery Plus and HBO Max. This is per a report from the New York Times that Max will make its debut sometime in May or June, and it will cost $15 a month. In other words, they're going to keep it as it is as far as the upper price tier, but they will include lower price tiers. And, I don't know if this is going to actually make it better for subscribers. I don't know if it's going to make it better for the company because they're not really advocating that you're going to give up students anymore. The people who already subscribed, maybe by then I won't be a subscriber. And they're not saying, here is an enticement for those who have not had HBO Max. I'm reading through this. There is nothing in here which says, if you don't already have HBO Max, now's the time to sign up for Max, because either we're giving you a deal, we're giving you exclusive, or we're giving you something that nobody else has and everybody else wants. No, but this is something discovery content taking the HBO platform, so now you can, as this article says, you can watch Game of Thrones and Dr. Simple Popper on the same network. And why? I'm not going to do that. Well, I don't know. I just know that I'm not going to pay for Discovery Plus and Max, whatever you want to call it. Just putting new windshield wipers on a busty car, it's not going to make me want to drive the car more. That's the only way I can describe it. New paint on a dilapidated house. I need you to make sure the foundation and the structure's strong and there's nice furniture inside. Then maybe I'll move in. But until that time, I'm just interested. Coming up next is Coast to Coast AM with George Norris. We'll see you tomorrow. Hit me on Twitter, Instagram at Mr. Kelly. Be sure to check out the podcast. Be sure to sign up. I should say to hit the follow button on iHeartRadio app so you can follow KFI. And we'll see you tomorrow. KFI AM 64 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Whether you love it, hate it, or haven't made up your mind, we're glad you're here. KOXT HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
That was the old and with the new. I'm in the same live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The LA City Council has a sort of new council member.
Heather Hutt has been appointed to serve out the remainder of Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas's term. Hutt was appointed to Ridley Thomas's seat in September. However, the seat became vacant when Ridley Thomas was convicted last month, and Hutt was moved out. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez was alone in opposing having the council appoint Hutt.
It is, again, not allowing for a public process, and it is devoid of democracy.
Council President Paul Krikorian pushed back, saying the district will go several months without representation for what would be a short term. At City Hall, Blake Stolley, KFI News.
A man in Fullerton has been charged with acting as an insurance agent without a license.
State investigators say Gregory McAdmin lost his license years ago after pleading guilty to embezzling consumer insurance premium funds. State Department of Insurance says Allison Hensley says the guy yesterday was charged with a similar crime.
The department found that there was one consumer who he failed to place insurance coverage for and pocketed the money. However, our records indicate that there may be additional victims.
Hensley says the guy was paid for commercial truck and trailer insurance but never submitted the policy. He recommends people always verify their insurance agent has a valid license. In Fullerton, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office and other agencies have issued 151 citations and made 23 arrests at an unsanctioned beachfront street party near UC Santa Barbara. Officials say that's a 400% increase in citations and a 500% increase in arrests from last year. The Sheriff's Office's last weekend party, known as Deltopia, held the largest crowd Saturday, with much of the foot traffic coming from people who travel from outside Isla Vista. They say there was also an increase in emergency medical calls this year compared to last. Officials in Kentucky say the man who killed 5 people at a bank in downtown Louisville did it with a gun bought just last week. Police say that AR-15 was purchased legally at a gun store in town. 4 people were killed at the bank yesterday. A woman who was injured died at the hospital last night. Dr. Jason Smith says 4 others are still in the hospital.
2 remain in the ICU. Officer Wilk still remains in critical condition, but we have been able to upgrade our other patient in the ICU to stable condition.
The 23-year-old shooter was also killed yesterday. Police said he was an employee at the bank. Recently found out he was going to be fired. 40% of employers say workers leave their jobs to find jobs that offer better employee benefits. The Forbes Advisor survey finds that 62% of businesses have changed their benefits in the past year. The study published in February surveyed 1,000 employed workers and 1,000 employers. It found 67% of workers and 68% of employers say employer-covered health care is the most important benefit, goes behind is life insurance, followed by pensions and retirement plans. A surfer in SoCal has started a hashtag called the Pick It Up Challenge to clean up beaches.
I'm a non-environmentalist.
Ryan Harris is also a zero-waste surfboard keeper and eco-fashion brand founder. You've seen a bunch of trash on the sand and in the water, including a large white plastic bag he stuffed into his wetsuit.
It's literally like a damn jellyfish.
He said after a week of picking up trash, his local surf spot, El Porto then had beach remains trash. So he decided to get some help with the Pick It Up Challenge.
Pick up as much trash as possible during this period, which is first month.
He tracked the weight of trash and posted on social media with hashtag #PicoByRide and hashtag Pick It Up Challenge.
We gotta do something rad and help our planet.
The winner gets surfboards, wetsuits, and more.
I'm basically just trying to lead by example and hope that, I can leave this planet better than how I came into it.
For more, you can go to sectionnews1.com. So Kwan, tap on news. Outside weather from KFI. It's cloudy tonight, it goes in the 50s. Mostly cloudy and cooler tomorrow, with highs in the 60s to mid-70s. But chance of some rain overnight Wednesday and into Thursday. Thursday's highs in the 50s and 60s. Becoming sunny again Friday, with highs in the 60s to low 70s. We'll see mostly sunny skies through the weekend, with highs in the mid-70s to about 80s. It's 56 in Brea, 55 Lake Forest, 53 in Marina Del Rey, 50 in Burbank. Got a work zone in Rosemead on the 60s.
The 60s westbound from Rosemead Boulevard to Bidley. 3 right lanes to do. Shut down for both work. You're seeing delays throughout that area. In Inglewood, we have 50. Earlier crash that work on the 405 southbound at Century Boulevard. That's been cleared to the right shoulder. You side is recovering in that area. Santa Ana, there is a work zone 55 southbound from McFadden to MacArthur. 2 right lanes here to be shut down for road work until 4. KFI and the Sky Hope Station their basket. I'm Brian Banks. This report is sponsored by the California DMV. Did you know that many DMV tasks, like renewing your registration or starting your Real ID application, can be done online any time of day? Check them off your to-do list without a trip to the DMV. Get started today at dmv.ca.gov/online. What's your favorite technique that exclusive deals have in common? To rock out with country's biggest superstars. Just as much Valpac Blue Envelope and your chance to win a trip to the iHeart Country Festival. Scan the QR code to stream an iHeart Country station. Then listen for details on how to enter the sweepstakes. You can win $100 instantly just by opening your envelope. Call the mailbox to learn more today. No quick next step.
Morgan. Don't be impressed when you hear someone settle their case for what may seem like lots of money. $500,000 seems like lots of money until you learn it lost a leg and a brain injury or was paralyzed and could never work again. All law firms to see what your case may be worth, go to forthepeople.com and look at our verdicts and settlements for cases just like yours. Look for your legal power the right law. Morgan Moore, visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers use ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. In this Peak Marketing Report, the PCSA 11 Global Peak Marketing Officer direct-to-consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery weighs in on building trust. Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent. As the #1 audio company, iHeart Media gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
Could you use monthly payments to help me place the fees? Like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying a new seat for growing seats? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who's wrong. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security, U.S. Taxpayer Expense.
When you're driving nowadays, not only do you have to look out for people crashing into you, but now you have to look for potholes. Mark Thompson hit a pothole about $400 for a new tire. I can buy 8 tires for my car. for $400. I buy the used tires that they still roll a tread on. It's like Tim Conway Jr. show. You change them often, but it's expensive and worth. Live 4 to 7 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Well, at least you've decided to listen to KFI. See, you're making progress. From the hotline of America and the gateway to the West, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be across the nation, around the world. I'm George Norris. This is Coast to Coast AM. Later tonight, addiction. Here's what's happening. 4 people were shot, including one fatally near a Washington, D.C. funeral home. According to police, the unidentified gunman remains at large. Officers responded to the scene where multiple people were shot. The D.C. Police Chief Robert Conti says the investigators believe the individuals were all targeted, but police did not know why at this time. He said a funeral had just let out around 12:17 p.m. when a member of the police department in the area called out for the sounds of gunshots nearby. My God. A fifth victim of that Louisville bank shooting has died in the hospital as the company says there are no adequate words to tell of their loss. The death of Deanna Eckert, 57 years old. She was an executive administrative officer at the bank. The shooter was shot by police. He worked at the bank. For the first time, the Chinese Navy appears to have simulated strikes by aircraft carrier-based warplanes in Taiwan as drills around the island wrapped up on their 3rd day. Beijing visited the drills the day after Taiwan's president returned from a 10-day visit to Central America and the United States, where he met the U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Dr. John Curtis, online columnist.com with us, is here. And John, tell us, if you can, exactly what is going on with this situation.
Biden is playing a very dangerous game of chicken with the Chinese Communist Party right now. And he doesn't have a lot more bullets in the clip any longer. He's got this war going on with Russia, this proxy war, where they're depleting all of the Pentagon's resources right now on Ukraine. And you've got 2 major events that took place, okay? Not just these drills that China seems to be simulating potential invasion of the island of Formosa in the Republic of China. But 2 major events took place recently. Number one, Macron, the president of France, got a lavish reception in Beijing. And at that reception, essentially, Macron said afterwards in his press conference that he could no longer follow the U.S. and that the European Union should no longer follow the U.S. Now, what that means is they're not going to participate in this insanity, this world game of chicken that could wind up in a 2-front nuclear war because Biden's foreign policy is completely in chaos and out of control. He's got real amateurs that are dictating to him. In an editorial today, out of a British newspaper, The Independent, or The Telegraph rather, said that Biden is too old to lead, and the Democrat Party needs another candidate to run. And he's 100% right, because the nation is being pushed to the brink right now. And yes, look at what the president of Taiwan has done. He antagonized Beijing again, coming to visit Kevin McCarthy at the Reagan Library, and then hosted a delegation of warmongering congressmen back in Taipei. So they're pushing China to the breaking point right now. They are a razor's edge close to invading the island. And it seems to me that in order to pull this back from the brink, there's going to have to be some major restraint on the part of the U.S. State Department and Pentagon right now, and to back off this. Otherwise, I think, George, we're heading for a two-front war, one in China and the other in Russia.
Sadly, you may be right about all of this, John. Thank you. John's website, onlinecolumnist.com. Walmart has announced that it is closing 4 of its Chicago stores because they are part of a group of locations that lose tens of millions of dollars a year. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said she believes the American economy remains strong and its banking system is resilient despite some recent turmoil among regional financial institutions. Let's check in with our expert, Catherine Austin-Fitz. Catherine, is our economy strong or not?
You know, Secretary Yellen lives on a different planet than I do, George. I'm in Tennessee right now, and Tennessee is a state is doing fairly well. At the same time, if you look at the economy, what we've got is a central bank bubble that's taking over serious problems in terms of inequality that's being engineered through the central banks and the Treasury. So let's just look at the numbers. The most recent Rasmussen poll says 10% of Americans say somebody in their household has probably died as a result of the COVID infection. 28% in January said they know someone whose death they think was caused by the COVID infection. During the pandemic, it's estimated across the country that we lost 35% of the small businesses. So what Secretary Yellen is pointing out is we've got an economy which is destroying and liquidating, particularly with inflation. In Chicago, you just mentioned Chicago, inflation is running at 18% according to the captive index from that basic cost of goods. So this is an economy which is cannibalizing the productive and destroying productivity, all for the benefit of a relatively small group of people centralizing control. So Secretary Yellen lives on a different planet. I just hear from Memphis, who would not believe the crime. And the police just let everything go.
It's everywhere, yeah.
It's lawlessness and corruption. And I'm sorry, Secretary Yellen, you may enjoy being a multimillionaire by serving your central bankers, but that's not the life the rest of us live. This is not an economy. It's a war.
Yeah, so thank you for your insight. You're always honest and right to the point. In a moment, Ron Brasco will back with us on Coast to Coast as we talk about backslide and deja vu and near-death insights. Next on Coast to Coast AM. The CC Radio EP Pro from Ukraine happens to be that classic radio from the past. It gives you simplicity of needle and dial tuning. It has one button for power, one button for a bright display light. It doesn't have a clock or an alarm. There's a tone switch plus bass and treble control to fine-tune the audio to your perfect fit. And it also has that twin-coil ferrite antenna which makes AM listening sound surprisingly similar to FM. The CC Radio EP Pro also has a line-in jack so you can connect your smartphone for audiobooks and podcasts for voice clarity that you've never heard before. It sounds great. Now, to order the CC Radio EP Pro, call Ukraine now at 1-800-522-8863. That's 1-800-522-8863. 1-800-522-8863. Or visit them online on their great website, Ukraine.com. That's Ukraine.com. Also available at Walmart locations and Amazon.com.
Real people, real stories.
So I had an appointment with the surgeon, and he told me what all he was trying to do, and it was just absolutely horrendous. I came home, I started on carnivora, and I called and canceled my surgery, and she said, "Are you going someplace else?" I said, "No, I'm taking care of it myself." She said, "Okay," and my problem on my skin went away. I had bruising that's all over my arms. 3 weeks after I was on the carnivora, I noticed, I'm looking at my arms, and I said, "Gee, I don't have any bruises on my arms, but I'm always full of bruises." I can't put my finger on it, but I know something's happening. I have to tell you, that has to be the carnivora.
It's 836-878-7233. That's 866-836-8735. Or visit carnivore.com. That's carnivora.com. Coupon code SWORD to get 15% off your order.
And welcome back to Coast Jewish Morning with you. Ron Brasco back with us, author, journalist. Ron is a writer on the subject of time, human consciousness, energy healing. Ron has lectured and led workshops throughout the United States and the United Kingdom, and serves as a faculty member at the Omega Institute for Holistic Studies in Rhinebeck, New York. He is a former newspaper and magazine editor, writes and leads workshops in the area of consciousness to science. Great. You have found yourself in the middle of some incredible topics, my friend. How did you get involved in all this?
Well, I started out with a great interest in time, and obviously past lives goes with time, and consciousness goes with time, I think. I think it all fits together, at least for me. And then I worked with some very wonderful publishers, and now I'm working with Red Feather at Tripper in Pennsylvania. And they came up with this idea that we should do a series on ancient wisdom tradition. So we have an ancient wisdom series, which we started, and the idea is that this needs to be collected. It needs to be assembled in a series, because we don't know what the future holds. I mean, we've lost a lot of the earth's wisdom, a lot of ancient wisdom tradition has been lost as we've gone into dark ages and through different civilizations and cataclysms. And I'm thinking back, to the 1960s when they opened up all those canisters, and they found the Nag Hammadi library.
That's right.
And they found at approximately the same time in the mid-50s, they found the Sea Scrolls in caves. And these were all sealed, and buried and hidden away, and I think for good reason. We go through difficult times. And I think we're going through times today that could be dark. Who knows? Let's hope not. We could lose information again, and I think it would be sad.
And who knows what kind of great information may still be hidden away, Ron.
Yes, absolutely. We'll find more. Because there are people who somehow they see what's coming. You have the writing on the wall, and they put things in jars, and they bury them, and they put them in caves, and they wait for better time and senior people to open them up.
Tell us about your latest work, Past Lives.
Yeah, I think Past Lives is the best of the series, and that's why we wanted to open with it first. For me, Past Lives answers so many questions. It's the fundamental question that you need to resolve to your own satisfaction. It answers so many other great mysteries in all of our lives. Who am I? Why am I here? What is it all about? What is my mission? What is my purpose? What is the divine plan? Is there a plan? Where are we all going? Where have I been? How do I have memories of the past? How do I have glimpses into the future? Am I always going to be the same person? Am I going to change? We all have these questions. We all wonder what happens when we close our eyes and go to sleep at night and we disappear in these beautiful lucid dreams that take us places. Where do we go? And who do we meet? And what do we see when we glimpse into the past or into the future? When we all close our eyes in the big sleep, or as they say, in near-death experience, when you are momentarily not here physically, then where do you go? And how do you explain it? And there seems to be some parallels for a lot of people. I mean, there are a lot of different versions of past lives. It isn't all just like reincarnation, or you die and that's it. Somebody else takes your place. I think most of us perhaps think of It's either we're going to come back again, or this is it, right? You know? So let's think of it that, we're all going to advance into another level of existence, which we call heaven or paradise or nirvana. Never come back. And other people think, we'll come back to something else, or we'll come back somewhere else, or maybe we've done that already. There are a lot of different ways to look at it.
And what's intriguing about this latest work, it's kind of done in a scroll-like form, isn't it?
Yeah, and that again is the result of Christian Clear, my editor, my publisher, that he has got this idea that maybe we should be putting things not in the form anymore. Now, they're not abandoning books out there, etc. But I'm going to, we're trying a few of these things, because, we haven't seen really serious scrolls in a long time. A few novelty scrolls here and there. But, you think back of the ancient, they were in scroll form. And so these are going to be actually scrolls on parchment, written in silver or gold type. And there'll be two scrolls. There'll be a receiving scroll. They're not hard to work. But they'll fit into a plastic tube. Not an earthen container, mind you. But they'll be something that's going to last a long, long time. So we wanted to try something like this that would maybe be more lasting.
Different. But was there some issue with the printer?
Yeah, there was. And it really kind of dovetails into the topic itself of past lives, because, I got a Jimmy printers in India, and it turned out that the only place that they could find a press, a print shop, that could produce a continuous long sheet of parchment for a scroll like this, turned out to be a print shop in China.
Oh.
And and that was it. So okay, so fine, and the art department came up with a really nice look, and they worked with the print shop, and the print shop said we can do this. So then I get a call, and the editor and there's the publisher, and they're talking to the printer in China, and I'm sure that was fun. And they're hearing that they can't print it. And I said, why? And they said, well, I have a problem with it. I said, what is the problem with it? He said, you named the Dalai Lama. I said, there's a reference in there to the Dalai Lama.
You didn't put it down. You just said a reference to him, right?
Yeah, and I just listed his true name. I think I listed him as his the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama in Tibetan Buddhism. And that's all. And he said, oh. So they got back to me and said, so what you're saying is, not that you said his name, but you described how he's named. And it turns out that these rascals over it, I shouldn't say that, but these printers,
be careful. They're probably listening.
They're probably listening. They have a law, and the Tibet and the Tibetan Buddhists have been politically at war with the Chinese government, and so that the Dalai Lama is seen not only as a religious leader in Tibet, but also that's why he's in exile in this country. He's also seen as a political figurehead for Tibet, and so anyway, to make a long story shorter, they have a rule, a law, an actual law in China that you cannot discuss in print the Dalai Lama. So I said, okay, fine, take out those 3 paragraphs. It wasn't a big part, but I'm going to tell the story everywhere I can to make up for it. If you don't mind, I'll tell the story. It's very, very brief.
Sure.
This is how it goes. That when the Dalai Lama of Tibet dies, it is assumed traditionally
that his consciousness will be reincarnated in a new person, a new child in the area. And as a result, all the high lamas in the area look for signs of a child that has intimate recollection and knowledge of the previous Dalai Lama. And then they go and they're quite sure that nobody else could possibly know this intimate information. This person was born what they're called a priori knowledge, right? And so they say, aha, the Dalai Lama is reincarnated in this child. Now they've done this 14 times in a row, and it is considered by many to be a proof that reincarnation in fact exists. But I couldn't tell that story in those 3 little paragraphs, so I said, fine, cut them out. They said, what? And they said, well, what if we just, what if I asked him, what happens if we leave it? He said, then we can't print it. I said, what happens if we go ahead and print it? He said, we'll be shut down. I said, well, too bad, we'll do another print it. He said, but who else could print it? The only I could do scroll. They're the ones that decide they could do the continuous long parchment. And so he said, well, then what will happen to the other ones you're going to do? So I said, fine, it's no big thing. Just take out those 3 paragraphs, it's no big deal. And I'll just tell the story everywhere, which I'm delighted to be allowed to do. Absolutely. Will all the ancient wisdom stories scroll be in scroll form, or will something in book form? All 8 are going to be in scroll form, and I've written all 8 and turned them in, and the first 2 are going to be half live, this one, and then in a few weeks we're going to come out with his companion. It'll be on lucid dreams, and I think the two kind of go hand in hand, in a sense. Just many people have lucid dreams of past lives. Oh, absolutely. Ron, we're going to take a quick break and come back and begin talking with you about deja vu, that incredible feeling that almost all of us have had or still have, and you can explain some of that, and we'll talk about past lives as well, and all these other incredibly positive things that are happening in dreams with past lives as well. Ron is on Facebook, by the way, facebook.com, @BRASLER, BRASCHLER is his name. Get daily show updates right to your inbox for free with the Coast No newsletter. Sign up today at coasttocoastam.com. Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case. KFI on the end. And when it breaks.
I'm in the King and the KFI 24-hour newsroom. CCN News warned rivers and streams are going to be running high and fast to face record snowpack melt. Officials say people should wear life jackets if they decide to go in the fast-moving cold water or just stay out of the water altogether. LA City Councilman Kevin De Leon says if he insists to inform him to run for re-election in 2024, he will. De Leon refused to resign after the leaked audio racism scandal at City Hall and has just survived a 4-3 call attempt. OT supervisors have approved a nearly $43,000 pay increase for DA Todd Spitzer. His annual salary is up to just over $353,000, overall increasing to more than $531,000, including all benefits. Betty White's former home in Brentwood has been demolished. TMZ says the people who bought it for almost $11 million last June will build a mansion on the property where White lived for years. He died last year, just a few weeks shy of a 100%. Southside weather for TGFI, cloudy, cooler tomorrow, highs in the 60s to mid-70s, 20% chance of showers overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. It's 54 in Los Alamitos, 55 Steel Beach. We lead local in a KFI 24-hour newsroom on the Nation.
In Fountain Valley, there is a full freeway closure system on the 405 southbound of Magnolia to Warner Avenue. All lanes are shut down for road work until 5. Woodland Hills, this is on the 101 north south at the Penny Canyon. We have a time and the emergency crews blocking the off-ramp right there. Watch for the waves as you approach. Road King, there is a work zone. This is on the 60 west south of Road King Boulevard, Finley Avenue. South Range after 3 right lane shut down for road work. KFI, the side of 50 years past Sterile Frying Pan. This report is sponsored by the California DMV. Did you know that many DMV tasks, like renewing your registration or starting your Real ID application, can be done online any time of day? Check them off your to-do list without a trip to the DMV. Get started today at dmv.ca.gov/online.
I've had a lot of language learning apps lately, and those that film is hands down my favorite. I love that it teaches you phrases and scenarios of real-life conversations, and they have the best speech recognition tool. It tells you how accurate your pronunciation is, so you can really nail your accent in almost any language you want. It's Spanish, Italian, Chinese, and Korean. Or get access to all 25 languages for life with Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Check it out at rosettastone.com.
iHeart Podcast is excited to welcome Jay Shetty to the iHeart family. Tune into On Purpose with Jay Shetty, the hit podcast where the former mom shares fascinating conversations with insightful people and investigates ways to live life today on purpose. Try something new. When was the last time you did something for the first time with your partner? We're used to watching them do the same things, do the same activities. Let's see them do something fresh and new. Listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty on the iHeart Radio app or more stimulating talk.
When you think of all the germs that are on those Bibles,
Just trying to explain why you didn't go to church last week. Because you're afraid of germs.
you go to church last week?
No.
When's the last time you've been to church? I'm glad you're keeping up with your faith.
I'm also not afraid of the germs on the Bible. Live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeart Radio app. We're in a period of the country where the 5% is ruling the other 95% because the other 95% is constantly intimidated, constantly on defense, constantly on their heel, constantly reacting. I got something to say about the 95%. You act like they're all ready to fight back. No, they just go along, oh, okay, done again. They're not really into Live 1 to 4 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeart Radio app. KFI, AM 640.
At your side, tell me you love me for me and you. If it don't work out, if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. With my coffee, with the morning kiss, soften my dreams with your smile. Tell me you love me for me and you. If it don't work out, if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye.
Premier Network presents Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. We're going to take your calls next hour with Von Brockler. So wait till you hear what we have to talk about when we come back, and then you can jump aboard next hour and become part of the program as well. May 27th, not too far away, we are going to the Dells in Oregon for our live stage show. And Tom Danheiser has all these. Yes, I do, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's the Amazing Granada Theater in the Dalles, Oregon. That is about 84 miles east from Portland. 3 guests that night: Dr. Sky Stephen Case, UFO SFC Travis Walton, and from Animal Planet Bigfoot Hunter Matt Moneymaker. Our night, of course, will include a live band, George
songs, a salute to our veterans, and a live Q&A at the end of the show. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Check out tickets. Go to coasttocoastam.com, and Lex has got all the info right up there in the carousel, as well as under our event section.
Tom, you and I have been getting inundated over the past couple months about folks saying, when are you coming to the East Coast? Well, you have a little surprise.
So that's about all I can say right now, but you definitely want to be listening in the next 2 weeks, and it does have to be with the East Coast.
This year?
You got to listen this week.
All right, but you're going to tell us about something that's going to happen this year?
100%.
Perfect. Okay, folks, and here's something for you to build up your immune system.
HealthyLooking.com and Dr. Alan Ray bring 4 decades of experience in natural products for the exclusive stem cell wellness kit that works with your body's stem cells to assist your immune system. Here's Dr. Ray with more.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, cooking, low on hormones, stress, disorder, or your age, you support it by reducing inflammation and treating the body to heal itself appropriately. A stem cell is a cell waiting to be told what it needs to be. This area is inflammation. That inflammation needs to be stopped. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, various types of cancer, depression, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disorders, osteoporosis, even fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation, and can be aided by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that it needs. And that is the purpose of putting stem and adaptive things together, supporting the body's immune system.
Dr. Moore, how will I feel after taking adaptive stem and immune stem?
The immune stem is going to have an immediate effect, but I tell you, your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours. You put adaptive stem along with it, and most will feel it within 30 minutes.
Order now at HealthyLooking.com. The stem cell wellness kit from Dr. Murray protects your body's stem cells and will make you feel better faster. The stem cell wellness kit with adaptive stem and immune stem and your free gift relax ball is only available at HealthyLooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter promo code George for free shipping. George is stem cell wellness kit at HealthyLooking.com. That's HealthyLooking.com.
Consumer Cellular is the most trusted wireless brand, and they've been providing superior nationwide coverage for more than 25 years. Switch today and save up to half on your wireless bill. They offer unlimited talk and text with flexible data plans starting at just $20 a month. Their award-winning customer service team makes switching easy. You keep your phone and number, and activation is free. Plus, you can add a family member to your plan for just $15 a month per line. Never worry about dropped calls, because Consumer Cellular has the exact same coverage as the major carriers, with coverage to over 99% of the nation. And this is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee. Get 25 off your wireless bill when you use promo code. Fun and Adventure has returned comics and graphic novels from Marvelous Entertainment. Comics and graphic novel masterpieces by Marvin Sunderland. Comic creator Andy Fitch and his team are bringing that sense of wonder and thrill with straight-out action adventures like those great old comic book stories you remember in their line of time. I Waggit, Haunted Planet, Shakespeare, codename Adam Bomb, Tales of Singularity, and the kid-oriented Waggit Jr. Join them at iWaggit.com. That's iWaggit.com.
Maxwell can get strategy and you can compare my vet. He says, oh, he must be allergic to another vet that he should bring. Third vet, it says it's the weather. Then somebody says, it took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. The diet is part of Maxwell's diet. And your dog will be
And welcome back to Coast George Maury with Ron Brashler. Ron, the experience of deja vu where people feel as if they've done something before and it seems to be cropping back up again and cropping back up again. What do you think it is?
Yeah, it's just one of the ways that people have kind of a past life mental memories in your own brain where you can actually say, oh, yes, this happened. Or there's no time you can recall ever seeing a picture of it, or in a magazine, or in a movie, or someone describing it. It's just incomprehensible. And finally, when you exhaust everything that would be stored in your actual physical memory, you say, well, this is something I can't explain, and yet I've been here before. I know I have. So the one conclusion is that you have lived there before. The other thing is you meet somebody and say, I've met this person before. You say, well, no, I've never met you before. I've never met you before. And you say, well, where'd you go to school? You know, okay, no, I never I never went to school in the East. Where'd you go to camp? No, none of those places. Where have you been on vacation? You know, where have you traveled? You know, who do you know? You know, and you exhaust everything, and then you say, no, there's no way this could possibly be. So the conclusion is that if you've exhausted everything that is a stored memory in your physical brain, and this wonderful computer that codifies and catalogs everything for us, and you're quite sure it's never really physically happened to you in this lifetime. The conclusion is that it must have happened to you in a previous lifetime. So that's very typically the deja vu moment. And then of course we have similar events like flashbacks, past life recall, and then we have dreams of past and the future. And similar.
And some of the strange parts of deja vu on is when you with somebody and you say, I know what they're going to say. I've seen that happen before, and they say it.
Yeah, this is really amazing. This is really amazing. And this is what I say. This discussion really needs to be on a platform where we're looking at time travel, because we're just moving forward and backwards on this big conveyor belt, and we're traveling in time all the time. Our consciousness is traveling in time. Physically, we might not be traveling in time. Physically, we might be traveling in time, but our consciousness is always moving somewhere else, or has been somewhere else, and sometimes it catches up with us. And this inner self that we have, this spirit within us, has this memory that our physical brain does not have, because it is, well, most likely eternal.
Some people believe that.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. That's like low epilepsy. I've heard that. There are these wonderful um, explanations trying to, this is material reductionist thinking that it's worth trying to come up with some concocted story to explain it. It's just, really? Such a rule?
Epilepsy.
No. Epilepsy. No, this is not epilepsy. No.
Let's talk about the dream state for a second, Vaughn. How powerful is the dream state?
The dream state is very powerful, and we're talking now not about common dreams where you're tossing and turning and you're trying to resolve problems you have or concerns or what takes place tomorrow or next week. But these are like very lucid, vivid, colorful, bearing on your life, and you wake up from these dreams, and you know that you've actually received information that your whole body is tingling. Lucid often then is a dream. You're not every character dream. It's like they say. Well, then most likely, you're actually going somewhere in the past, and your inner spirit, your soul, or whatever you would have, your consciousness, having past life recall. And then very often people will have what we call prophetic dreams, where they go into the future and they see what's going to take place next. Well, evidently they have a life there, don't they? So I think that very often lucid dreams are a portal to our own past and our own future. And spirit walkers in the Native American shamanic tradition. Then we have the Tibetan Buddhist dream yoga, which is very, very much part of Tibetan Buddhism.
We seem to have a block with our reincarnated lives, but in the dream state, do we sometimes filter into the other's life?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think we do. I think we're filtering all the time into each other's lives. And I think, I mean, just because you've lived a previous life or you will live a future life doesn't mean that you can't go there and see it. You can cross these little time barriers, because when you go into let's look at how lucid dream works. It's your consciousness leaving your body. So it's like your intelligent energy that actually leaves the physical body. It is no longer bound by the laws of physics. It is no longer time bound or bound by time and place. And it can roam freely, into the past and the future. You hop on this big time conveyor, go anywhere, anytime it pleases.
Dr. Michael Newton had an effect on you, didn't he?
Oh my gosh, Michael Newton. So this was back, a couple of decades, when Newton was just starting, and I worked at that time at Llewellyn Publications here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I was also on the acquisition committee at that time. And Dr. Newton had been a clinical psychologist for many years, and he retired. But there was something that really got to him. He had a special case file of people that he had regressed so far that they went, psychologists would say go back as far back as you can go. And they expected to go back and dig up a childhood memory that crippled you today, and deal with this baggage. Well, it took them all the way back to previous lives. And he had a whole series of people that had done this. And he brought in, and he said, I want to do a book on it. And he said, you have all the names and all the theories. And he said, and these people know each other. And he said, they don't know that they know each other. He said, they're like connected souls. He said, what are you talking about? He said, it's like they come here like a cluster or a group of souls, and they live in an area, and they have these common memories of previous lives, but they don't seem to necessarily remember, or they don't necessarily work together or know each other, but they obviously connect because they live in the same area. And they show up, all of them on my couch. And he wrote a book called Journey of Souls. It was astounding.
That was his first book, was it?
Yeah. And then he came out just a few years later, I think it was 2004 or 5, with The Destiny of Souls. He wrote 3 books. And in this short amount of time, and this isn't too long ago, he sold monkeys. Wow. In English alone. I mean, it's astounding how popular he became. He had to come out of retirement and go on the road and talk about it because people were blown away. And we said, well, you have all this information. He said, oh, absolutely. And but he said, I'm not going to use the name. And he showed us the file. It was absolutely legit. And we said, well, you're probably, familiar, with, like Dr. Raymond Moody